Hey everybody, welcome back to Buddy's Spirits and Cigars. And this is another episode of Around the Barrel with Big Terp and Dawson. Today we are doing a bottle that really just, it's so unique and good that it really just hit home with me. And well, I dove off into it and there's not much of the bottle left. It was just that good to me.
We had to do a review today because if we waited any amount of time longer, it would have been gone.
Yeah, it's done. And I have had to become really, really disciplined to not partake of any more of this. I mean, it's just that good. But this is a Nulu. And they make very solid stuff, but this is a toasted bourbon whiskey finished in honey barrels. So this is 116 proof, and it's a single barrel select. And you know, they aged it however long they do their toasted bourbon, and then they finished it in the honey barrels for 6 months. So this stuff, man, I mean, it just really, it's so good. I mean, and I'm excited for you to get to try it.
Yeah.
Because it just, I mean, just.
Well, I've been waiting. Especially when you send me a picture, because the volume in the bottle every time he sends me a picture just continues to go down by like fourths. It's not even like, it's not even like 20ths or like, it's just like it drops like substantially.
Dude, it's just, it really is just that good. And I'll be honest with you, as far as trying a bottle that's actually been finished in a honey barrel, I don't recall ever having one. Now, like if you kind of do your run-of-the-mill Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, you know, stuff like that, whenever you get the honey versions of those.
Oh yeah, those are
that's
huge.
a honey liqueur.
Yeah.
That is with that particular spirit. So, but this one is actually finished for 6 months in honey barrels. So it's, dude, it's so good. I'm telling you.
What's the proof on that?
It's 116 proof.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say I get some ethanol on that.
Yeah.
A little bit more than what I thought I would.
But dude,
It's not unpleasant. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
It's
no.
just, you can tell there's alcohol there though,
oh
which
yeah,
is good.
Yeah. But you get some of that sweetness.
Oh, there's definitely honey or something, vanilla, whatever, but it's definitely sweet.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you to try this. But I want more. I've never seen it to get it. I traded to get this one.
Boy, it almost looks.
That's thick. I mean.
Yeah, man. And there's almost like, not quite particles, but it's almost cloudy. Like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just. I mean, the color is beautiful. It's just. I mean, it's not like your typical just their bourbon, and it's got that crystal clear cut to it.
And Nulu, I mean, has good unfinished whiskey.
Yeah,
I mean, their stuff that they usually do is really good.
Yeah, it is. But cheers, brother.
Cheers, absolutely.
You'll get in trouble. It's.
I'm gonna end up sleeping on that couch over there.
There's not enough of it left.
Boy, and you know what I like about that is it doesn't smack you in the mouth like the honey liqueurs or right off the bat. It finishes well with that honey, but there's still plenty of bourbon there. Is that, you know what I mean? It's not overly sweetened.
Right. It's not like you're drinking a honey bomb.
Or that Knob Creek maple that we had.
Yes.
That was just, there was hardly any bourbon there for me. I mean, it was just all that.
This, to me, has a perfect complement
to
the bourbons. Like, hey, this is bourbon, but here's some honey with it, but it's not so much that it overpowers it. I think it complements each other extremely well.
That's good. That's really good.
It's really good. And so, you know, full bottle down to, you know, here on the label, a couple days. I mean,
man, and it's viscous too. I wonder if it's, I mean, it's got some legs on it now.
I fell in love with it. I was really happy. Thank you to my friend Sammy. I traded a Elijah Craig store pick for this, a Masters Collection store pick for this.
I think you got a pretty decent trade. You both did, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're both solid bores. But he said, "Hey man," he's like, "Got something I want you to try," and he cracked this bottle right then and there. He's like, "Try this, see what you think. Let me know." And I was like, "Dude, I mean, I fell in love with it right then and there."
Yeah.
And
that's like the first time I saw Mackenzie, just boogly-eyed, hard eyes. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And sometime between now and 5 years, you may put a ring on that. So, you know, it has came down a couple years, which is, you know, pretty good.
The economy's still pretty bad.
It is. But you still get those tax breaks for being married. So that's a plus.
Everybody on the BSC chat has seen my recent bourbon purchases, so we gotta maybe roll that back a little bit.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Talking about, he should have bought some lottery tickets because he got some Willet Purple Tops. If you haven't seen it in the BSC community page.
Great. If you're not in the BSC community page, I have really one question for you. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
we have a good time in there. But anyway, back to the Nulu Honey Barrel. I really want some more. I want some more of this. So
if you see it,
please let me know.
Buy 2 or 3 for yourself, and then buy 10 for us.
Man, I mean, if it's not secondary market pricing,
right.
But I really want some more of this. It is so good to me. So, you know, we don't knock points off for availability as far as store picks go because that's just how it is. I mean, it's a single barrel, it's a store pick, or a private group pick. Either way, it's a one and done thing, you know. So, and we'll be the same way with our store picks and stuff that we do or collaborate on and everything. So, anyway, with this one here, dude, I'm more than happy with that purchase.
Well, that's going to be a
trade.
That's going to be a sad 3 times is how many times I just said sad.
Yes.
Bottle kill.
Yes.
I mean,
I think I'm going to shed some tears.
And
I mean, it's just that good to me.
I've had a couple of those, you know. Yeah. I got 2 coming up right now that I want to finish them, but I just can't make myself do it because of my heart.
I do too, and one of mine is Stag Junior.
Dude, batch 17, same.
Because that's the last year that they included Junior on the Stag Juniors. So to have one of those left means something even more so than, and I've got 1 pour left in one of those bottles. And I've only got 1 left.
Yeah.
And it's up here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gonzo after that.
Yeah.
But, you know, bourbon is meant for drinking, and cigars are meant for smoking.
Yeah.
That's my motto. Now, don't get me wrong. There's stuff that we save. I have bottles that I'll never open.
Yeah.
You know, my unicorns, they will be opened.
At
you
some
know,
point,
but I have a couple sentimental bottles,
right,
you know, that I probably won't open. I'll keep those.
Yeah.
I'm sure one day I will, you know.
Yeah,
but
I mean, those are not just a, man, I really want a couple pours tonight, and just your everyday run-of-the-mill, like, all right, I'm gonna, even
like,
if you do a fresh crack that night,
like,
it's not gonna be something that's...
The Knob Creek store pick that Liquids did,
yeah,
my last one I have, I'll never open it because it has Mackenzie's birthday on it.
There you go.
You know, and I know that's kind of a goofy thing.
No.
But that's something that I can look at and think of her. and I'm going to keep it. That last one, I'll probably, now, in 20 years, might I open it and drink it? Yeah, probably. But for the foreseeable future, I won't. But
if nothing else, you and her can have a pour of that on her birthday.
Absolutely.
You know, something like that. And that's pretty sentimental in itself.
Absolutely.
But, man, it saddens me that bottle's this low already, you know.
It'll be gone in a week.
But I'm going to try not to. Man. But I'm not doing myself any favors by us having to pour and then review on it.
True. But that's why we do it for you guys.
But, you know, I got to give it a 4.
Ooh, that's high.
It's high. I enjoy it that much. I really do. It's so good to me. And it doesn't have an artificial honey flavor to it.
Not at all.
It's like out of a beehive into a barrel.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and it's a really good honey flavor. I don't know what honey they used. But it really, like I said, it just complements this bourbon.
Yeah.
They're not fighting each other. You can taste both in this pour. That's solid. That's a perfect proof point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For a honey barrel.
Well, and the honey almost tones the proof down a little bit for me. It doesn't drink like 116.
Correct.
Or maybe it's just the bourbon is that good too. You know, it could be either of those. I don't know.
But I think if you, let's say you jump this up another, 8 to 10 proof points, I think then the complement of these two working together, I think you'll have more of that bourbon influence on it. And it's not that I mind more bourbon influence, but I think just the way they are right now is a perfect pair.
I agree.
It's just, it does it for me. So
the nose, like I said, honey, sweetness. I don't know if I get as much honey as I do like a vanilla or something. I'm sure it's honey because it's obviously honey finished. But boy, that palate, you get some typical bourbon notes. For me, I get that vanilla, the caramel.
You still can pick out the bourbon.
Yeah, a little bit of oak there, and then that finish, man, it's just like a smack in the face of honey. And I shouldn't say smack in the face because it's not overbearing, but it's like it just tickles your tongue with that honey, and it lingers a little bit. And boy, that is really solid pour.
And you're okay with it lingering?
Correct. I'm going to give
very pleasant.
A 3.75, and the only reason I got to give it a 3.75 is I think I gave the Knob Creek store pick a 4.
I don't remember.
It's somewhere right in there, maybe a 4, 4.5, or 4 and a quarter. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And that store pick for me is just, guys, we're talking minute.
Yeah.
Right, but it was just a little bit better. To me,
it's a higher proof,
and it's a different aspect.
it's not.
You can't compare them.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving one a score and one the other, this has to be below it. Maybe I should probably give this like a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3.9. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna refute.
Come on now.
I'm gonna give it a 3.9.
We do
quarters.
Quarters now
Because it's not, but I don't feel like it's a whole.
But it's a decision point. You got to make a decision point.
I'm gonna go 3.75. But I don't think it's a full 0.25 worse than the Knob Creek, if that makes sense. Or, you know what I mean? Or lesser, or whatever you want to view that as.
Yeah.
It's very good, and they're very close. I just enjoyed that Knob Creek slightly a bit more. But boy, that's a great pour.
It is. And we may, we may look at changing our rating system, because when you have 3 people that are giving a 3.25 or a 3.5, whatever. And then when you add those up and then you divide them.
True.
It very rarely comes out to a 0.25, a 0.5, a 0.75, or a 0.
True.
So, it's probably not a bad idea for us to talk about changing that.
Yeah.
But
boy,
this is so good.
Yeah. If you guys see this MSRP, buy all you can. Send me one, I'll pay you for it.
And I don't even know what those run. And it may depend on how big the yield was out of that barrel and the honey barrel itself too. And I'm not sure. You
know what they say about assuming? But I'm gonna assume that this bottle goes for 90 to 100. And the only reason I assume that Because most of the Nulu barrels I've seen have been in that 60 to 70 range.
Yeah.
And then you add on top, it's a store pick. And then you add on top that it was finished.
Yep.
You know, I can't see this being a several $100 bottle. There's just
No. I don't think
that.
it's that. It's every bit of $100.
I bet around 90 to 100 is pretty close.
Yeah.
And then for that, I mean, that's a buy all day for me. You know, I mean, there's a lot of money in that bottle,
and I'm in.
A lot of money in that bottle.
Oh yeah, but a lot of time and effort and everything into that too.
I couldn't imagine how much it would cost to buy the honey to fill up however many barrels they did, and then age it with the honey, and then dump. I mean, that takes a.
Well, you know, on some of that stuff, like you would buy from a company that does honey, and they age it in a barrel.
True.
And then they take the honey out of that for whatever their product purposes are, and then you just get that.
But that honey's still not cheap. There's no way around it.
You get that barrel that they aged that honey in.
Right.
And it's like, hey, let's put bourbon in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Excellent choice. That stuff. Oh, so good. So.
What are we, not to cut you off, but what are we smoking here with this, sir?
Well, we are into my favorite realm of cigars. This is an Opus X.
I knew what we were smoking. I just let him talk about it.
As much as he loves Plasencia, I love Opus X that much more.
Hey, and if you look at, I'm an Opus X fanboy too.
Yeah, but you like Plasencia a lot. You're a big fanboy of that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
True.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But, man, Opus just really does it for me. To me, and we've talked about in the past in our episodes about that extra 10 to 20% is a product, whether it be a spirit or a cigar. Is it worth that extra price point to get that extra 10 to 20%, to take it from 80, 75, 80% all the way up to near 100, if not 100. And for me, Opus X is worth that extra.
I agree.
It really fills in that gap for me.
I know, I agree. Like I've said before, I don't have quite the Opus selection and stash that some people do that I know that I'm not going to name.
You point at me.
But if it is a special occasion, if I've had a great day, a bad day, it's planned out, it's my birthday, it's Opus X all day long.
Yeah.
If it's during the week or, having a good day, bad day, but maybe not quite Opus X celebratory, that's when I pull out my Plasencias, But if I'm celebrating, it's Opus X all day long. Now, if I had boxes of them, if I could find boxes of them to buy, I would smoke an Opus every day. But as well as I do, you just can't find them like that.
Well, and it's not feasible on the budget either.
True.
True. A box of Opus X cigars is extremely pricey. But the quality, the flavors, the story behind what Arturo Fuente family has done with these cigars is just, it hits home for me, and that's where I'm at with it. I really enjoy all the aspects that an Opus has to offer.
Yeah, and the flavors, as you touched on, of an Opus are bar none. Don't get me wrong. But the thing I really love about that 10 to 20% we talked about earlier on some of those upper cigars, so these cigars, some of the Plasencia line, Don Barton, LFD, yes, those higher end, some of their higher end cigars they have, is I love when I light a cigar, Chris, and I light it once.
Right.
Now, I know that some people are like, well, who cares? But there's nothing better to me than not having to touch up a cigar 20 times. Because for me to touch it up 20 times, I have to be smoking it and realize there's a problem.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Versus when it's me and you sitting here drinking, smoking, I can just sit here, we can talk, we can enjoy our cigar, we can drink our bourbon, and this cigar burn isn't something I have to worry about. It doesn't change. The flavors remain good, and I don't have to touch it up 1,000 times. And that's almost worth the extra 20% to me.
Yeah, it does make a big difference. Some people see that as very annoying. Me, I'm just, I'll touch it up sometimes, even if it doesn't need touching up, but it's just a aesthetic thing for me. And I don't know, it's a habit, I guess. I don't know. But like right a while ago, before you started talking about that, I touched this up, and it's not because I needed to relight it. It's just a habit thing for me. If I look down and I'm like, but if I would actually turn it all the way, I'd see that it didn't need it. But anyway, yeah, you're right, 100%. So if you guys see this Nulu experimental series that's been aged in honey barrels, I highly recommend it. It's so good. You've heard our rating on it, and that's where we're at with it. So anyway, thanks for joining us on this episode. We appreciate it. We hope you are enjoying this Around the Barrel series, and smash that like button, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, invite your friends over, find us on Facebook, get in our BSC community group, and we'll see you there. And as usual, we'll catch you on the next one.